Okay, so we went to this estate sale, right, on the weekend. Was that the first estate sale you had ever been to?
Yeah, actually I had. There's a guy that I worked with, and he would go to estate sales.
Oh, really?
And he would buy things sometimes. He would just, I think, really just go to look.
Yeah.
And, I thought an estate, I think he went to like pretty like high-end estate sales in terms of like rich people or wealthy people. And I thought that's what estate sales were.
Yeah.
Like really just when people have an estate and then they sell off all their belongings.
Literally.
But this one was not what I imagined. It was more like an in-house garage sale, really.
Yeah, when I hear the word estate, I think massive property for some reason. And I think, I don't know, mansion or something like that. And I think, I'm going to walk in and there's going to be all this expensive stuff or this really well kept, like these really well kept things in a house. I imagine that an estate sale would be less of like a garage sale and it would be more like it would be in a house, but it would like be laid out, maybe on a table or something like that.
Like
but
across the lawns of the estate.
Right. So,
or
something
in the
where
driveway
it's curated.
of the estate. Yes.
Like curated
and
garage
I thought you had
sale.
to like bid on like the things. I thought they would have like a person that talks really fast, like going for blah, 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 going for...
Yeah. I feel like the estate sale that we went into, it was a house. It was a bigger house for sure.
It was a big house,
in a nice-ish area. And it was like the family was just kind of sitting outside and hanging out,
soda,
eating chips, whatever. That's fine. I don't know what to expect. It's my first time coming to one. And they were just like, "Hey, everybody, come on in.
Yeah.
You can go through the first floor.
Don't go upstairs.
Don't go upstairs. Understandable. We could go into the backyard." And when we walked in,
we started in the garage initially, actually.
Right.
And it looked okay. They had some of the tools out. I think we showed up kind of late to it because people are like pulling couches out when we were coming.
Yeah.
We went through the garage. It was nothing really to write home about.
It was a garage, and things were left in there like it was a garage. Paint, envelopes.
I'm trying to think what else.
There was like tape.
Like insecticide.
Yeah.
And things like used insecticide and stuff.
Right,
yeah.
like things you just have.
Right.
And then things just had stickers everywhere, like $5, $20, things like that. It was, I will say, kind of interesting to go into a house and see like what that house actually looked like because it was pretty big.
It was a really big house, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, by no means was it a small house and for the most part, I think it was pretty well kept.
Yeah.
But and then you started just seeing like kind of notebooks, and as we ventured farther into the house, and literally we're walking through this person's house who's died, I'm guessing.
Right.
And it's kind of sad. You're like, oh, you're just selling off all these belongings that this person had.
Right. And as we kept walking through, I mean, we saw things like crutches and clothes and lots of suitcases they had and things kind of just...
Things you would collect over the years.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah, over your life and stuff like that. And that kind of made us think about the topic that we kind of want to talk about today, which is minimalism. Yeah. You might notice, if you're new here, we have a new setup. This is not the previous couch we were sitting on in our older episodes.
Yeah.
So we've kind of decided to revamp our space. New couch. We got rid of our coffee table, looking for something new. We got a whole new TV, I don't even know what you call it, TV stand console type thing. And it just made us think about all the things that we have in our place. Yeah. Because a lot of times we get rid of things, every couple months.
I think pretty neat, especially for an apartment that's like 600 square feet.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep an apartment, or even if you have a studio, it's even harder to keep that, clutter-free, you could say.
Right. And I think what we're just kind of thinking about and learning is like how to be more intentional with the things that we buy. You know, we want things that last a long time. We want at least decent quality things.
Yeah.
So that we don't have to keep buying and buying and buying.
I think, not to cut you off, but I think the big thing for me was that when we changed all this out, we did it for comfort, I think, initially.
Yeah.
But then changing the space and like getting rid of a whole bunch of stuff, it made it feel like, oh my gosh, it's so relaxing.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Our space feels so much more peaceful. It feels cohesive.
Yes.
Like, I feel like, I don't know, I'm used to having all kinds of different things. I've never thought of being like an aesthetic type person where you have like
same here.
Things like in a certain color or a certain scheme, whatever. I always thought that looked nice, but I was like, that's not really how I live. And
we kind of talked about, or I brought it up, that, you know, when we did the bedroom, you were like, oh, we're getting rid of, so when Alexa, to back up a little bit, when we moved in with each other, Alexa moved into the apartment that I was living in, and it became our apartment. But because I was already living here, had a lot of the furniture and everything already here.
Right.
And so our bedroom, I literally had a bachelor pad. I didn't realize it, but it was a bed frame, just literally a steel bed frame with nothing.
With the wheels.
Yeah, with the
wheels so you could like move it.
Yep, and you could take it apart easily, and and that was it.
Which is fine.
Right.
But I came in and was like, we need a bed frame.
Yeah. An actual bed frame. Yeah.
Yes.
With a headboard. That was one of your biggest
headboard.
things.
Yes.
So we bought a bed frame from IKEA and got that in with some like side tables that matched, and you wanted some lamps that matched.
Yes. And it has storage underneath, but I wanted more cohesion in the room. And even with our bedspread, I was like, we need a bedspread that matches, basically.
I had a quilt of many colors at the time.
Yeah.
It was like orange and blue and...
Yeah, which is great. We love quilts. But I really wanted something that matched. We wanted nice sheets, so our sheets are actually bamboo.
Yeah.
Because cotton was irritating
your skin at the time.
My skin at the time. And yeah, we've had them ever since, and we love them. So that was kind of the first area that we revamped. And now we're sitting here maybe 2 years later, and we're finally revamping the living room.
Because it's a lot of money to revamp it. Even though, I mean, we did it at IKEA. We didn't even do it like, at a, like, you know, I wouldn't say, I like IKEA, and I don't consider it like not nice, but we didn't do it at a really nice store either.
Right.
It cost us quite a bit of money,
about
like $2,000.
Yeah.
Which, like, we had talked about it for months about doing it.
Yeah, and I think there just came a point with the last couch. It was like we were sinking into the couch. It was hurting our backs and our bodies.
The bachelor couch.
Yeah, the bachelor couch. I mean, I love an L-shaped couch. That couch was an L-shape, which is so nice to kind of like spread out. But this couch is really nice. It's very deep. We can both lay on it, which is really nice. The material is super durable. And I think we'll have it for a while, actually.
Yeah. And the nice thing about it, I mean, I hate flat furniture in general, which we have a side table over here that's like pure. It's hard, it's oak, it's not flat furniture. But the benefit is that when we move, we can take this apart, and it's very easy to take apart.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we can transport it if we need to, because I don't think we'll get it out of the apartment with it not taken apart.
Yeah. So, I'm happy to have this new space. It feels like a new feng shui.
Yes,
like
it's so relaxing.
It's so relaxing. It's so nice not to have this stuff. But I feel like I've always had a lot of stuff, and it's really hard to kind of pare down all those things.
It is.
I have stuff actually from childhood, like that my mom gave me, you know, when I moved out of the house.
Some of that's good to keep, I think.
Yeah, I think it's good to keep, but some of the stuff I look at and I'm like, do I really need this piece of paper I colored, when I was in kindergarten or something like that? Yeah, literally. I could just take a photo of these things, which is really nice that we have all these like digital tools to do that, like our iPhones and whatever. We can store things in our computers or on hard drives or whatever. So I've been thinking about that a lot lately too. Like, I don't need the physical things, but maybe photos of these things are really nice.
The other thing that was kind of interesting is, we revamped the space and we got rid of one of our standing lamps, and we ended up actually getting a fishnet style lamp, or it sits on the TV console here, and it gives us off a really nice warm glow with the fishnet shadows across the room. But we were kind of talking about when we can go to the store, we're like, oh, we could put this in here, and it's really hard not to so you empty out your space and then you want to fill up your space again, right? And
yeah, because you can think of all the possibilities of how you could make the ambiance better, and ooh, a pillow, oh, I need a blanket. It's we have blankets, and we don't need extra pillows. I mean, when I was laying here last night, I was thinking, oh, it would be nice to have a little pillow here because I don't want to take my pillow from the bedroom every time to come lay out here. Yeah. But at the same time, I like just walking in here and it has nothing on it.
It's really nice.
It's just so nice. It's amazing what changing your space can do. Even this image behind us right here, we didn't always have this. We had a mirror sitting here that spanned the whole couch, which is nice to create open space. It made the apartment look bigger. But I don't know. I personally got a little sick of having the mirror here, and I was like, we need art. You know, we don't have much art hanging around here. We have a digital picture frame, which is nice because it can kind of go through different photos. So we don't need to have a lot of photos around, but it just felt like, I feel like sometimes pictures help make a place like a home, almost. I love this image. It is not painted if you're looking at it through the screen. It is actually threaded, woven.
Or needlepoint.
And it's just happy. I feel like blue is very calming. We love the sun.
Love the sun.
Yeah. So I'm glad we've kind of changed our space. Even the lamp that's right next to Abe behind him, we changed out the lampshade. That was such a simple fix.
And
but
cheap.
It really, I don't even remember how much it was.
Buy a new
15
lamp.
bucks, 20 bucks. But it really just changed the whole look of that area over there. But I'm excited to kind of jump in and get rid of some more things that I feel like we don't need anymore. Even just my book collection that I have. I don't need all those books, honestly. There could,
We already got rid of some of books. And also, I think one of the other things that helps this space is I don't know if you guys can see it, but we have a Monstera plant over here, giving it's real and alive.
I think my head was hitting it earlier.
And we got some other plants over here, which I just absolutely love having the plants in here. And there was one other thing which I didn't realize, but Elexa brought up. We had a rug down here. We have beige carpet. Which is kind of like the couch, which actually ties in together. But we had a rug down that was crisscross gray and white pattern. Yeah. And it when we got rid of it, I was like, wow, the space feels really big. Yeah. And Alexa's like, yeah, it's because the rug was cutting it off. It was visually.
It was a rectangle rug, and it's dark colored on this light, carpet that kind of spans the living room to the bedroom, and we actually have a laminate that's in the kitchen area. But what's weird about our space is actually in the carpeted area. The area between the carpet and the laminate is diagonal. Yeah. It's this. And so having that rectangle cut off the room really weirdly.
It was weird, yeah. You get it a triangle of...
Yeah, it's these weird triangles. Yeah. And I feel like the space is so much more open. And we don't necessarily need a carpet on top of a carpet.
Yeah.
Or a rug on top of a carpet.
I don't even know why. I'm not sure. It came from my bachelor pad of my old apartment, I think, previously.
Well, I think you also previously had a cat. And so that probably impacted why you put that rug down.
Yeah, she would throw up. Yeah. She'd literally ignore the laminate and then come over and go to the carpet and look at me and then throw up on it.
Yeah, so I think it had it was
dual
here
purpose.
To protect. Yeah, and I mean, you used to even have something on the couch, to cover cover the actual couch for her too, so it didn't get damaged.
And it didn't. Actually, the couch was in great shape.
It
except
was.
that you just sank into it and was not comfy.
Yeah, and
we looked like that, like replacing the cushions too. We were gonna try to like save money there, or just buy new cushions, and couldn't find the cushions.
Well, they don't make the couch anymore. It's discontinued.
Yeah, it's from Ashley Home Furniture.
Yeah.
We went to Ashley Home, and they're like, no.
They had other couches there, but then the L was on this side, and some of the couches were just, for the size of our apartment, they were like weirdly small, like very slim in a weird way. I mean, it looked like it was for a college, like apartment or something like that, room. Like dorm.
Yeah.
Maybe something bigger than a dorm, because when I lived in the dorms, there was no room to add anything in there. So, but anyways, we really love our new space. Excited to see what else we can change, and you know, I feel like you said, this is less of a bachelor pad now, and now it is more of like our space.
Yes.
Not that it wasn't our space, but
I mean,
we went and chose the furniture together, and you know, as we're moving into being a soon to be married couple.
3 months.
4 months.
4 months.
3.5. I don't know, something like that. 3.5 to 4.
Yeah. In August.
Yeah. Now this is feeling like more like a home to me. So.
It is. Yeah. It feels very peaceful.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, thank you for joining us in our conversation on minimalism and the estate sale and everything. This is the GOEL podcast. We thank you for watching us today, and we hope to see you in the next episode.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.